Alright, so welcome to the Ascension tutorial. I'm gonna go over a quick demonstration on how to do all of these challenges. And I'll explain a little bit about what you should be looking out for and how to do this. So let's start with number one, movement. So the most fundamental part of this game is moving, right? If you can't move, it's gonna be very difficult to do stuff. So yeah, if you haven't configured your controls, you can go to the settings page. And there's a bit of instruction on the controls section on the homepage. The default controls are to move left and right are the arrow keys. So left arrow is to go left, right arrow is to go right. So yeah, let's just get right into the challenge. So once we start the game, we see we're here. So right, you can move left and right, and we wanna clear a line, right? So we need to fill up an entire horizontal row. So to do this, we can just place a piece, place another piece, and go here. See? Not too hard, right? But there's a bit more than just simply like move it left and put it down, move it right then put it down. You also there's a bit of optimization to be done. So notice you can tap or you can hold, and notice that. Let's say if I'm all the way over here and I want to go all the way to the right, holding is much faster than if I were to, tap as fast as I can, right? So there are some situations where you want to tap, and there's some situations where you want to hold. So, if it's just like 1 or 2 blocks, tapping is no big deal. But if you're going 4 or 5 blocks, it'd actually just be faster to hold it. So that's something you can think about when you're playing. All right, so next is rotation. So moving left and right is great, but the piece isn't always in the right spot. So you sometimes you gotta rotate it so it fits. So let's take a look here. So there's three directions that you can rotate. You can rotate clockwise like this. Rotate counterclockwise, and you can rotate 180 degrees. So that means from any orientation, you can get to any orientation within one key press, right? So if I want to go counterclockwise once, I could go clockwise 3 times, or I could go counterclockwise once, or, well, you can't do it with 180, but yeah. If I want to go 180 degrees, then I can go clockwise twice, counterclockwise twice, or press 180. So anything is possible. So basically, to save the amount of times you need to press a key, you can make use of all 3 directions. So let's go. It should be pretty obvious where these pieces fit. So we can just do that. Right? And that's all there is to it. If you see, you can consider your piece. Okay, well, this doesn't really go anywhere. This doesn't really go here or here. And try this one. It kind of goes here. Not too bad. Doesn't go here at all. Kind of goes over here, but you see this block will leave a hole here, so that kind of sucks. Try this one. Oh, this one fits perfectly, right? Doesn't really fit here. Doesn't really fit here either. Try this one. Doesn't really fit here. Kind of fits, but there's going to be this hole underneath because this block will stay, won't be cleared. It does go here, but this is obviously the best fitting solution. Here, same thing, blah blah blah, doesn't fit. Oh, this fits. This one's not too bad. This one's pretty bad. You don't want to block off this, so we'll just go like that, and then obviously it's just the opposite for the other piece. Okay. So introducing the kick. This is where the game gets a lot more complicated. If you've played any other like stacking games, you should be pretty comfortable with 1 and 2. Number 3 is where things get really complicated, and I mean, not super complicated, but there is a lot more depth in this mechanic. So we can go straight into the into the challenge, and then I'll try and explain from there. So right, you have this piece. Hey, it doesn't, if I drop this piece right here, it's not going to go in, right? If I drop the piece like that, I mean, yeah, it does go in, but like, it's not perfect, right? If only there was a way to like sort of like pick up this piece and move it into this hole, right? Like just teleport. But like obviously if you press down, it doesn't go in, right? If you press like this, it doesn't go in. But wait, we can rotate it. We can rotate it once it's in the hole. and then oh, it goes in, right? But just by judging the natural rotation, right? You have this 5x5 square. This darkened piece is the center. Judging by rotating it, this piece is here, so there's no way that would rotate in normally. So we have this thing called kicking, right? So if, let's say I have my piece here and I want to rotate it, it can't naturally rotate, right? Because if it was going to rotate, it would just go off screen, and you can't go off screen, obviously. So if I was to rotate it, you see how it moves to the right slightly? That's called kicking, right? So same here, right? So this is a natural rotation, right? Because it still stays on screen, but here would not be, so it kicks. So the same idea goes down here, right? So if I'm here, I want to rotate. I can't actually rotate, right? I'm stuck. But actually you can. See, the center moves, and then see it goes up. So same applies here. I want to rotate it. Oh, I can't move, but actually I can go down, so it rotates in. And if you want to see a more in-depth explanation on how this works, you can read this kicking, the section on kicking on the homepage. Which for some reason the hyperlink doesn't work on Chrome because the page, I guess, takes a second to load, but it's right here about the kick system. So this is basically what I explained, right? So you have the center, it rotates, and if your rotation was to cause a collision like this, right? You see how this would rotate into here. That would cause a collision. So the game checks alternate positions for where the piece could be, and then, if it's not like crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna kick like 75 blocks to the left, it'll do that one. So you can see this table right here. So this kick is rotating clockwise. So we look at this table. Okay, so we check one to the left. Okay, that works. As simple as that. So if we were to take a look at this puzzle, if we were to look at what kick it is, we're rotating counterclockwise, right? We're rotating like this, counterclockwise. So first it's going to check to the right. Can it move to the right? No, because that would collide. The piece would be like this inside the hole, so that wouldn't work. So now it checks down one. Can it go down one? No, it can't, because it'd still be colliding here. I can annotate for you. So this would be the first kick, would be here. So the piece would look like this, which that wouldn't work, obviously. Then the second kick is down, so it would be here, which that almost works, but not quite. So we can go back. The third kick, okay, actually, yeah, that would work, right? So the third kick would be here, so that would go in like that. So see, it's not super complicated. The best way to do it is just to mess around. You can make a couple of maps and see if things work, but just play the game. If you think something could kick, just try it, and you'd be surprised. A lot of things do work. Yeah, that's it for the tutorial, basically. Or that's for the beginner's guide, at least. I'll try and expand it more in the future, but just a quick walkthrough of it right now. Yeah, this is it.